When I moved back to my family's ranch in Silverbrush Valley, I thought I was returning to peace. After 20 years in the Army and another 5 building my small security consulting firm, all I wanted was to reconnect with the land my grandfather left me. 180 acres of rolling hills, cedar groves, and open sky. But apparently in the years I was gone, a new kind of neighbor had moved in. Her name was Susan Langley, but around here, everyone called her HOA Karen. She was the president of the Whispering Cedars Homeowners Association, an upscale development that had sprung up across the county line. Big money, manicured lawns, fake Spanish tile roofs, and more rules than a military base. Her house backed up to a gravel easement that ran along the edge of my property. That easement, my great-uncle's old wagon trail, and now a legal right-of-way to my ranch entrance. And that's where our story begins. I had just hauled a trailer full of feed and supplies to the ranch and parked my truck just off the easement, partially on the gravel, well within my boundary markers. I'd done it 100 times growing up. It was my land after all. 15 minutes later, I heard sirens. Sheriff's SUV pulls up. 2 deputies step out. "We got a report of a suspicious vehicle trespassing in Whispering Cedars." I raised an eyebrow. "You mean my ranch truck? On my ranch road?" One of the deputies, recognizing my last name, immediately eased up. The other turned to his partner and said, "This must be that thing Susan keeps complaining about." Turns out HOA Karen had been calling in reports on me since I returned, claiming I was an unregistered resident creating security concerns near their community. She didn't know I'd already met with county officials, refiled my property lines, and reestablished full rights to the access road. In fact, I had just donated 40 acres of conservation land near the valley entrance, and the county was more than happy to back me in return. Still, I kept calm. I showed the deputies my ID, my property deed, and the easement maps. They left with apologies. But I wasn't done. 2 days later, she did it again. This time, she told 911 that I was stalking Whispering Cedars residents from the woods and recording children with drones. A full tactical unit rolled up. It took hours to clear it all up. That's when I decided it was time to fight back. Legally. I filed for a restraining order citing repeated false police reports, harassment, and endangerment. I had every call log, the drone footage she claimed I was using, I wasn't, and GPS metadata proving I hadn't been anywhere near their homes. Then I contacted my attorney and filed for a civil injunction, barring her from stepping foot within 500 feet of my property. But the real blow came when the county zoning board stepped in. See, Susan's HOA had recently applied for a scenic expansion zone and were trying to reclassify the valley for controlled recreational use. Their application depended on good relations with adjacent landowners. Once the board learned about her behavior, the motion was permanently denied. And not just that, they issued a formal ban on Susan Langley from participating in any zoning or HOA petition within Silverbrush County for the next 10 years. The final line in the order: "Subject has demonstrated repeated hostile and litigious behavior incompatible with shared land use in Silverbrush Valley." Today, she's still holed up in her stucco fortress, staring daggers at my ranch through her bay windows. But she can't do a thing. Every time she steps near that easement, she's in violation. Every time she tries to organize against me, the county shuts it down. And me, I park my truck there every weekend. Sometimes I leave it overnight just because I can.